Hello, the Battlefielders. Welcome to the BattlefieldOne Podcast, episode 5. Is it? Yeah, episode 5.
Yeah. 5.
Honest discussions about Battlefield by honest Battlefield players. So my name is Tom. I'm the also known as Lanky Soldier, whoever doesn't know, and I'm the guy that runs all of this here, or also known as the Lanky Casual, or whatever you want to call me. And yeah, so I want to welcome guys to the BattlefieldOne Podcast. New guys, old guys. To the old guys are returning, thank you very much. To the new guys, I hope you're gonna stay around. So I'm gonna ask my crew members to introduce themselves. Cyanide.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or morning, whatever your respective time is, whenever you're listening to this. I just made that awkward.
Vangy.
Hi, it's Vangy, a veteran of Battlefield games.
Right, and Pernato, the guy that always gets high. If he's not high on the podcast, we felt our miserable lives.
You should.
Alright then. Right, so before we continue, I'm just gonna do a little bit housekeeping because not everyone knows that. If you don't have the time to watch all the video, which is a bit long, more than an hour. Hopefully we're not gonna go above an hour this time, but we'll see. There's an audio version of the podcast.
Excuse me.
Damn you. Damn you. Okay, so there's an audio version of the podcast in the description for whoever doesn't have the time to watch the whole video, so you can hear our annoying voice everywhere you go. So if you want to download it, just go to the description, download it, and you can listen to our podcast anywhere you want to. It's that simple. And to make things even better, we have a separate YouTube channel just for the podcast, and a different Twitter account. So if you don't care about the stuff I post on my channel or everything like that, you can always subscribe to that channel. That's also in the description. And it's going to be more organized. So if you don't want to see other stuff that I post on my channel, you can always sub to the channel and just follow the podcast. And the same on Twitter, if you want to have regular updates about the podcast and all of that. And
or even if you got stuff you want to submit to us, questions, ideas, whatever. That works
anything,
too.
yeah, anything, or just feedback and just say how terrible we are.
Yeah, that goes right straight to Tom's computer. Just tell him about it if it sucks that hard.
Yeah.
Just make sure he wakes up and knows it.
Oh yeah, I will probably notice. Right, so I think that's gonna it. I think it's it. Yeah, that's it. So let's move on with our first little bit of news from Battlefield OCT. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the community map got a massive update.
Oh, massive graphical update, and
massive.
a bit of a overhaul on a couple of flags. So yeah, massive.
They changed pretty much everything in the map. The texture, the point.
Did someone
flag
farted?
Sorry.
Nope.
No. I burped.
Go on. Oh, that was a
They-
burp. Sounded like a fart. All right, go on.
They
Go on.
changed the position of the flag, like mostly Delta. Delta is like 100 meter from the place was before, and I think Bravo.
Yeah.
They moved the temple a little bit close to Charlie to make more fair for both teams.
Yeah. I know what it is they took Delta and they moved it down the road closer to the village a little bit. They put the flag like almost right in that village area that's there, which kind of balances that area out. So I mean, you can kind of shoot down the road and kind of knock all those buildings away. I watched a lot excuse me, I can't talk right now. It's stupid of me.
It's quite late.
Yeah,
So.
it's getting there. But God damn it, spectator mode, and watched a lot of players just instantly knocking a lot of those small shacks and buildings and a lot of that cover out of the way, and that's probably a lot of the footage that you're watching right now. So, hey, how's it look?
So yeah, the D flag, which was the logging camp, got a massive update. It's basically not the same place. It's basically part of Ghost Town. That is the C flag, and Alpha flag is still the same. The temple, it got a little bit update, I guess. It's a bit more space here. The cave is a bit bigger. Well, go on.
Overall, Delta and Heiko. I mean, if you knew in the city and you just start playing the city, you will not notice the change. But people like start from the beginning of the community map.
You mean like new guys?
Yeah.
Well, new guys. I mean, there's no point talking about the new guys. There's a lot of new guys in CT.
I played the first prototype of the map then you look what this map looked like, and I was like, okay, it's another map. Like, I remember like the first prototype of E was like random palm tree everywhere, and
Now
then
you mean, oh, okay. Yeah, the E flag. Yeah.
and then they make like they put multiple alley of palm tree in the back because that's the thematic of E, like a
Yeah.
plantation of
Now it looks a bit more fleshed out, I guess. It's not just a couple of palm trees. The palm trees are actually at the back of the flag. Actually, they're like in a little bit in the further. You can actually see them. They're still there, but then they're like in the main, not in the middle of the objective. Now there's three massive buildings around the objective, and there's a couple of trucks, a couple of things to do. There's a lot of logs and shit.
I
So
can honestly
yeah,
say, yeah, the map is like way more immersive now than what it was at the beginning. So I mean,
you can see like
GG
the
on that
full
one.
the
It
full
looks
team,
like a jungle. It feels
yeah,
like
it
a
does
jungle.
look like a jungle. Yeah.
especially between C and E. Like when you run, I don't know if you remember, but the first mission in the camping of Battlefield 4, you see for a wall, then you're in like in a mini jungle. I don't know if you remember this part, but
What was it? There was
it
a
wasn't
a spot where they were riding.
Yeah.
Were riding in the jeep through the jungle area, and
Yep.
this map reminds me a lot of that scenery and a lot of that area. So yeah, it's also cool that it kind of looks like it's tied into the campaign as well and tied into the lore. So it's really cool. And plus they finally got, I don't know if they recently did it or not, but the factions finally got put right so that it's Chinese and Russians
Oh
now.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I actually forgot.
But-
So before we're gonna go on, Pronito, do you got anything to say about the community? Because you and me and Vangi, well, Silent maybe not really. I think we two are the players that play the most, I guess.
I think they should still not make it too LAVs. It's too much.
You think two LEVs on each side is too much?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I mean, the LV are pretty limit where they can go. Like they
No, I mean the
What do you
tank
mean?
should be more limited. I mean the tank is a bit more limited.
yeah, because it's slower.
Okay, the LAVs get stuck a lot.
As- well, that's a nature of LEV.
I need
But
to mention something. I mean, dice need to do the same with when your bow or your jet ski gets stuck. you start take your knife and punching the red bow to unstuck the bow.
Wait a minute, no,
But
no,
they
no.
do-
That's where you get the teamwork involved, and you get somebody else
Yeah.
with another vehicle in order to ram it to knock it down. We've done this.
Yeah.
We've had to do
Yeah.
this. Don't even like
Oh,
have to
your
knife
take
that shit.
C4.
all right, but anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on with the community map thing. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
allowed to talk. I just saying we just got a visual update, so that's kind of cool. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna look like a jungle when it's gonna be done.
would be happy.
Yeah, with the vehicles, there's still a lot of work to do. Talking about vehicles, Zavod night map is still not being fixed properly in the CTE, and the sound patch is coming closer. The sound glitch is still there. You can't hear the vehicles. You can only hear the gunshots and all the other sounds except
And the
vehicles.
really, really big part, the IRNV is not working for the chopper, so it is highly well, and that highly
Let's
unbalances the
explain.
map.
People don't really know that. So for the night maps, it's supposed to be night vision. Supposed to be for the choppers. Supposed to be. It's supposed to be created for the choppers. But we're not gonna get that night vision for the choppers in the summer patch. And the argument is,
Wait. We're gonna have a night vision in the chopper.
yeah, we're gonna have the night vision for the chopper.
Yeah, so that it can
Ooh.
counter the MAA, and it can work against ground troops, and it can, all that other good stuff. With that being said, the fact that the chopper can't see shit while it's in the air, this is a problem. It's useless. It's basically just going to be a taxi cab now, while the MAA runs around as an infantry destroying night vision enabled beast.
Yeah, at this point it's just,
Please, for the love of God, don't put this map out with those two vehicles on it. If it's not balanced and it's not ready, don't do it. Just don't put the vehicles on it. Let the map out. Yeah, sure, it's fine, it's working, but just don't let those two vehicles be enabled on that map. If the counter for the balance is not working, don't put the whole damn scale out. Don't do it.
Yes.
I think like anime
Go on.
run normally is about like I'm sure like there's some server run 24/7 Zavod.
All right, all
And
right.
they will try night version of this map. And let me guess, like this this MMA and it's just too much overpower in this map because you like passing B and the MMA can start shooting on you.
Well, basically, all right. Here's the argument. Here's the people that don't really understand what we're talking about. Basically, this is the argument. At this point, Zavod night map is basically the same. Has the same vehicle layout as the vanilla one, but because the mobile AA has night vision and FLIR, which is the hit signature.
Well, they both
They
work
can-
thermal. They both highlight a player. Regardless.
Either way, night vision. Either way, we can see in the dark whatever. And the argument is this: that mobile EA has those things. You can equip them, and you can see everything in the distance, including the chopper. The chopper doesn't have night vision, even though it's supposed to have it for the type maps, but it won't be included in the summer patch. And because the chopper doesn't have the night vision, there's gonna be a lot of problems for the chopper because he can't see was the
You will
the actual
be
mobile
pretty-
EA is there or was
pretty
the
much
enemy.
confused.
Basically, you can't really see shit. It's basically, that's the argument. And this is why we argue, guys, that to remove those vehicles, or at least go with my idea,
We
just make it
paying
infantry only. We're not paying, but well, I'm just saying. I'm still going with my idea. Like, all right, maybe include one attack. All right, leave the tanks. But for if we don't want to go too many extremes, just remove those two vehicles from the map, and it should be fine.
That's the easiest
Yeah, that's the
solution to go about it.
easiest solution we can think.
Just remove them for right now. Just don't let them out with those two vehicles on it, and then the map is fine. Otherwise, it'll work fine as it is. Or even if you want to try and balance it out, throw the transport chopper in for both and just let them try to fly around in the dark. Fuck it. Why not?
And it's easy.
Because-
Until you get the MAA and you get the night vision working in the scout chopper in general, I would say, yeah, just do that. Then we can have the maps, and no one's going to complain and get a bad taste in their mouth about this map. If people get a bad taste in their mouth about this first night map, they're not going to care about the next two. Period. They're not.
That's basically true, yeah. If you fucked up, if you're gonna fuck, if they're gonna fuck it,
If you're gonna let this map out
Can't even
this
talk normally.
unbalanced, this obviously blatantly unbalanced, and know it, the faith is just going to go.
yeah, it's
Please
not gonna
don't
be
do
good
it.
then.
If anybody of them is listening, just don't
Because
do
right
it.
now-
Don't.
Because right now it's just the Zavod in night. Like you turn off the light. It's basically what this map is.
Well, it's a really dark map, especially if you go inside the building. It's basically you have to use a flashlight just to see shit. For real talk, it's basic. It's pitch dark.
And that's the point, though. That's what was wanted out of these night maps is pitch perfect black, where you had to be that completely aware of your surroundings and all that stuff. But that's not what the argument here is. The argument is the fact that there is one vehicle that is planned to be put on this map for right now that is not balanced to work for it properly, and then there's the thing that is there designed to shoot it down, that works perfectly out of the box. It doesn't need any work. Just don't put those two things in right now until the other is working. That's just all I'm asking.
It's basic balance. All right, so before we go, Bruno, do you want to say your last words about the night map or something like that?
Well, I just want to say I'm full support of taking out the MAA and the Scout, and even with night vision, like make the map like that. That they made Shanghai
mean-
different. You take out basically all roof and air out of Shanghai. Why not just take out those vehicles out of Savot?
Like
Fair
period
enough,
point
basically.
blank, just not bother with it at all.
Yeah.
They need to feel like when you go play Zavod graveyard shift, you want to have a different experience, a different
exactly.
Well,
gameplay.
hold on.
Yeah.
What about this? If we're really gonna go to that route, why not just put on one LAV on each team and just take out the MAA and the chopper in total? I mean, I know it's a little late, but still, it would still be something that's balanced because even still, the LAVs have night vision. I mean, just one, that's not gonna hurt.
I guess not. But okay, I think
It
we
still
have to wait.
promotes as good infantry only. I mean, an LAV is just there designed in order to be infantry only. None of the vehicle players can complain that Conquest Large isn't vehicle oriented.
Well, we have to wait and see what DICE is gonna do. But anyway, let's move on because there's a lot of things to talk about. Because well, basically, it's gonna be a lot of speculation, discussions, I guess, our ideas of what we want to see for the future Battlefield. And the reason we picked this topic was from last week. And the reason we wanted to talk about Battlefield 5 or what's going to be in the next Battlefield and what's supposed to be in the next Battlefield, because a lot of people would start to talk about Battlefield 5. I mean, holy shit. The amount of videos I saw in the last week about Battlefield 5, about Battlefield 5, it just exploded. I mean, holy fucking shit. So I think it's just, and from the last podcast, I think it's natural that we talk about a little bit about it. Obviously, we don't. All right, I'm just gonna say this. Battlefield, yet to me personally, I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest Battlefield fanboys ever. But at the same time, I understand what's the problem with Battlefield. I understand where Battlefield lacks in its design. I know what Battlefield means. Even though I started with Battlefield 3, I know what Battlefield means. I know Battlefield 3 wasn't the perfect Battlefield, and it wasn't. If whoever says Battlefield 3 was one of the best Battlefield ever, no, that's a lie.
It was sure one of the
It was a
most
good game,
fun
I'm saying-
Battlefield
yeah,
It was
I'm not
fun
saying
and good
fun.
in its own regard. It was a good game on its
Yeah.
own. Yeah, I mean, but you can't compare it against other ones and say, yeah, this is the best one. I mean, that's just ludicrous. Because
Well-
I could argue that Battlefield 2 on fucking Xbox was fucking great because you can team swap and hot swap to anyone across the map, and you can have battles simultaneously going on across the map. So
Yeah,
Sorry. So anyway, I'm just saying, Battlefield 3 is really important in my life because back when I was in college, if it wasn't for Battlefield, I have no idea what I would be doing with my life right now because Battlefield helped me to go through those annoying, depressing times while I was in college. So if it wasn't for Battlefield, I mean, I don't know what I would be doing right now.
cue
Alright,
the
so-
violin music.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, so this is why I care about Battlefield. Simple as that. I care. But at the same time, I criticize why it actually needs to be criticized.
I'm
So
passionate
let's-
about it because I love this game. I
Alright.
love the team play initiative that's come from it, and I see it as a franchise that needs a little bit of community input. It needs a little bit of help. So, hey, I love it. I love the
I mean-
people that I've met as a result of it. So I'm here to help.
When do you play this game like fully the team play? You play with your teammate. You fully enjoy the game. How
No, Battlefield is always enjoyable with
If you play
It's
alone,
always been a
friends.
team play game. It's
Yeah.
always been a team play game, regardless.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, yes, you can play as a lone wolf. You can succeed as one, but you're not going to succeed on the level of what it was originally intended to. Yeah, you can be that lone wolf leech that runs around and is like a fucking scavenger for ammo and med bags and all that other crap, and you just don't care about your squad and whatever. And yeah, you can still be a successful KD whore and whatever, but at any
But
rate, you're
anyway,
not
let's
really
move on.
playing the game as it's meant to be. But
Let's move on. Let's move on because we're gonna talk about this for ages and yeah.
let's not do
Uh,
that now.
Yeah, let's not do that now. So let's move on. So all right, we don't know if it's gonna be Battlefield 5 or something else. We just know it's gonna be military themed and it's gonna come out in 2016. That we know this from 2014. Nothing new. No, nothing new. Whoever making this news. Oh, hot news! Battlefield 5 is announced for 2016. No, it was not since 2014. It's nothing new. We know this.
And if you're
They're already
disappointed that
working
this
on it.
isn't Hardline 2, shame on you. Shame on you.
Anyway,
Go sit in
so
the corner. Shame on you.
so we're thinking. All right. So where do you think DICE will go with the team for the next Battlefield? People kind of want World War II style game like Battlefield 1943 or something like that. And some people want to go Battlefield 2143, go into the future. And some people want to stay in modern life. Like
Some people want to give everybody a little bit of everything, so
basically, yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, there's a lot of different opinions. But let's think about, in all honesty, when it comes to the team for the next Battlefield game, I'm saying right now it's gonna be modern military game. I'm saying right now, I'm calling right now, it's gonna be modern military shooter. I really don't think they're gonna go futuristic, and definitely they will now go to the past because there's basically nothing to do in the past. Everything was done.
If they
Aaron.
would, I would hope that
I know.
again, like it's been stated, theme packs. Go that route if you're gonna go that way that you're stuck to servers that have only those weapons and everything on it, and you're not having to balance like 1943 weapons versus modern fucking M16A4s or and all that other crap. So, you're stuck with an M1 Garand in a world where that M1 Garand belongs. It's not being brought into the modern combat age. If you're going to go that route and do, like, past, future, and all this other stuff, Vietnam, do it in theme packs. If you're going to keep the modern game as it is, whatever, recycle it for all I care and throw it out, make the graphics a lot better, do the modern military game that way. But just do theme packs. That works. Everyone's happy.
That's it a bit. I mean, it was a while since like World War II Battlefield was released. I mean, it would be pretty cool like with the new Frostbite 3. Well, new. It's like 2-3 years old already.
Frostbite
But I mean,
4, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, just like, I don't know, it would look awesome, and they could make like gameplay that wasn't possible before.
And I got a feeling. I think everyone got this feeling they're gonna make a remake of an old game, but
I mean,
which game they're gonna remake? That I don't think like they will like create a new genres or something new in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it only proves Harland just proved that Battlefield can't really go crazy. It can't.
Yeah.
There you go. We had just Police versus Robots game, and look how that turned out. I mean, holy fucking shit. So it only proves that Battlefield can't really go crazy. It can't really go like. So, all right. I'm thinking this is what I'm saying is gonna be more than military, because it's not because I'm just saying like that. No, because it makes sense with all the CT that is here. And Ray, you said a lot of times.
Why put all this work that's already been put into a modern military shooter if you're only going to start from scratch all over again?
Exactly.
I don't see the reason behind it. Like, the whole problem so far that I've been seeing with Battlefield 4 has been time and budget. Well, fine. Now you've got this modern military game that's working. Optimize it and make it shinier and just re-release it and I'll be happy. I don't care.
Yeah, this is why... All right, go on.
Yeah, that's something I would actually really like if they pretty much stick to the content that's in, but like they can improve stuff they're not able to improve now because like the game is live, and they would like improve so much other stuff with it.
You got last
to, like
gen
really
this
make
back
the
too.
cut. They just can't make it because the game is already released, But like make the game like don't make it new, but like optimize it and release it optimized. And I don't know, they can change some gameplay stuff, and I don't know, change something about the chats. What do I know?
Well, think about it. What else more could they do? How much more could they change for a modern military shooter? What else could you do?
Build great maps.
Exactly.
And they could like make proper airstrips on all the maps. They can equip all the maps with proper hangars and airstrips and stuff. Like, this is also something they can't really do right now.
Field assets, where, you have an airstrip that you have to take over in order to get access to the jets for air superiority.
Yeah, that would be actually really cool.
But first thing need to be done and is the gameplay. I mean, map are great. It's awesome map. It's a glorious map, but the gameplay is first. You enjoy the game because you play with your friend and you have.
Let's not go to that yet. So remain on the topic about the team. All right, here's a chance. Do you think they will go futuristic? I mean, not like 5-10 years in the future, like
maybe some more modern integrated tech that's been developed.
Yeah, but do you think they're gonna go like Battlefield 2143 future?
If you ask me and Prenato, we're gonna say yes.
If they do it, and like I said,
I honestly think they will go modern military. I don't know. I would like a 2143, but honestly, when I think about it, I would like a World War II more. Like they could make something really great with World War II now with the Frostbite engine.
Well, what would you say if they took and did a pack where they gave you like 10 World War II theme maps, and you had like stuff like that, and you had like 20 guns that were based out of that era and a couple of classes and all that stuff. You'd play the shit out of that.
I'm afraid this is gonna then just like feel half-assed again. You know, you're gonna have like these 4 scenarios you had now in World War II, now and future, but it's just not gonna feel right overall. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
But-
don't think this is something that would work great if they have like to work on 4 different. Like I mean, they have to work 4 different weapons, vehicles and stuff. So
Also,
make one
also, you have to remember this. We already had a spin-off of Battlefield, which was Hardline, and if you think about it, do you think they're gonna do another spin-off, which is gonna be either Battlefield for 2143 or back to World War II, or something else, or maybe Bad Company 3, whatever.
I
just
honestly
can't
think
see-
they should have in lieu of Hardline. I think
Either
that would
way.
have gone over a hell of a lot better than what Hardline did. Not to rag on Hardline a hell of a lot more, but it's the truth in my honest opinion.
Well, either way, I really can't see they going with another spin-off. So, and it's kind of like being a proven thing that every main Battlefield title is going to be a modern military game. I mean, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. You might argue,
Yeah, okay,
Battlefield
All
that's
one
true.
same thematic.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you might argue Battlefield 1942 is a old game, like a past game, like World War II game. It is one of the main titles, but you can't really argue. You can't really put as the argument because it was the first ever game, and then after that the game kind of evolved into something else, which is this we have.
The modern military
Yeah,
shooter
that's
in
true.
every core numbered title since 1943 has been a quote-unquote modern shooter. So, or modern to what that era is pertinent to when it came out. But I think the reason why everyone wants a 1943 remake so bad is because they just kind of want to see the franchise just go back to its roots for a little bit. And I agree with that. I kind of like to see that happen. Not maybe like a really huge game with a shit ton of DLC or something like that, but something where it's like, yeah, we acknowledge this is where it came from. Here's a I get where Pronato's coming from on that aspect. Where I'd love to see something like that done on Frostbite 3 because there isn't really any really good modern World War II shooters, period, ever. But then again, at the same argument, World War II's been done to death.
It was done.
Yeah,
This is
but
why
If
I
anything,
see-
give me a Civil War game.
Yeah. No, I'm a Roman War.
Yes, Battlefield whatever BC.
Yeah. So, all right. I think. All right. Before we're gonna move on to the next topic. All right. What are you guys saying? What is gonna be the next Battlefield?
I'm saying
saying
modern
modern.
military. Yeah, I'm with everyone modern military.
All right. 2 more. Vanky, what are you saying?
I crossed my finger for 2143 because, like,
All right.
if you
Future.
think
Future.
Final
all right.
Stand,
Future. Okay. Don't. All right.
No,
Future. All right. Pronato.
I hope World War II, but I just really hope it's not gonna be a Battlefield 6.
All right.
I
Okay.
just
But
make,
for
make it
next one.
just not Battlefield 6. I don't know.
All right.
yeah.
What next one? What do you think is gonna be? Modern, future, past.
Modern. It's gonna be
say
modern.
modern.
It
Because-
just makes sense. It just makes sense. All right, so let's move to the next one. Yeah, so basically, like Wang, you already talked about, you were going there, which was the gameplay, and the idea is, all right. I'm gonna ask you guys, what's the problem with Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 right now, or even Hardline?
There's no
You're
deal
getting
with-
too much points for
All right,
unnecessary
all right,
shit.
Pronato.
You're
Yeah,
getting
okay.
too much points for unnecessary shit.
Like,
Because this is what I really like for in Battlefield 2142. You just got like 1 point for a kill. You got 1 point for giving ammo. You just got 1 point. You're not getting so much fucking kills. I mean, if I'm in a tank and then shoot some guy, and the driver is in my squad and kills the guy, and if I'm like an objective that's marked for me, I can make over 200 points only with an assist. You know, I mean, but it's really just you're getting too much fucking points.
Well, that's a reward
Tone it
system.
down.
That's to make the player feel like they're doing good when in some
Yeah,
instances
I
they're
mean,
not.
It's
an
pretty
artificial
great,
reward.
but I mean, it's if you're getting only 1 point for a kill and 1 point for giving one's ammo, or I don't know, like what an assist should give, but If the kill doesn't just give just 1 point, doesn't really give that much points anymore. Points are more get generated with like team play and stuff.
All right, so Vangi, what do you think is the main problem with Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and Harman?
It's, I mean, the lack of communication between teammates. Like, they don't. The only way I see like someone, a squad working together, like fully together, they was like, there's enemy in the corner, move there. But it's when you're in the team or clan working with your friend. But otherwise, you're not working with the player. They just do their own thing and they kill the people and they don't care about if you're dead or alive. They pretty much a lone soldier.
Well, this how I see it. The main, all right. I started with Battlefield 3, but when I started Battlefield 3, I actually did a lot of research about Battlefield, what Battlefield means and all like that. And when I started playing Battlefield 3, I knew it's all about the team. I knew it's everything was about the team, and the main problem with Battlefield 3, especially with Battlefield 3, was the lack of teamwork and the that influence that you need to have a great KD to do well on Battlefield. That was with Battlefield 3. This is why the maps were really infantry focused, and they were kind of designed that way. They were like, there was like 3 paths here, or make it maybe 10, but they all led to one point, to that one choke point. Play any Battlefield 3 map here, it always has, every map, and I mean literally, every map has that one choke point that is gonna lead you anyway. I mean, you can flank and around that, but it's still gonna lead you to that choke point.
Like Metro.
Well, Metro is Metro, but what I'm talking about, like let's say Diamond Peak, yeah, let's say, either Rush or Conquest, whatever. If you're gonna try to flank and around that, yeah, go like with that. You're still gonna hit that choke point. You're gonna meet a lot of enemies when you're gonna try to flank, because it's still the map designed the way it just leads you to that choke point that you need to like. It makes it easier for a player to go to find some action.
When DIE is designing a game, you make, like, for example, locker. You got A, B, on side. These 2 flag or the main flag you will capture anyway. Then you have on the other side E and D for the Russian team. These 2 flag are you will capture them. Then you go on C where the where the wars begin.
Well,
It's how they design. You have always 2 flag. We can assure you will capture them.
all right, Sai, what's your problem with Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Hardline?
It's just not enough. Not enough. It's too much catering to dumbed down lone wolf playing, and not enough towards rewarding for team play. Like, yeah, there's rewards for health gives and for ammo resupplies and for repairs and all that stuff, and I want to see more points rewarded for doing that and less points for stuff like
Killing.
for kills. Yeah, definitely. Like, kills should only be like 10 points, really, honestly. That is like one of the highest awarded things to happen, period. A vehicle destroyed, yeah, 100 points. Awesome, because you're taking 100 points of damage down from a fucking vehicle, for crying out loud. That's cool. Kill, 10 points. Ammo and stuff, ammo resupplies and stuff like that. That should be like 50 points. That's like only, what, 10 points? 10, 20 points per
Resupply?
Yeah. Resupply and heal. I think it's only 10, 20 points.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
That's not a lot. Like, what incentive do I have in order to run around and waste away one of my quote-unquote precious gadget slots for an ammo bag to throw down where there's no guarantee where I'll get points? Give me more points. Give me like 50, 75 for that, because that encourages team play. That also shows who the actual team players are, and the team players are the ones that should be succeeding in this game, and they should be the ones that stand out. Not the ones that are lone wolf flag jumper KD whores that are just, oh, I can run around in AK and get a 37 and 2 KD. I'm useful.
But I got my theory on this. Like, if you think about this, where do all players come from? Like, you got little percentages from Call of Duty games, and Call of Duty game is they don't have the same gameplay. You basically want to kill. You want
To be perfectly
kill a
frank,
machine.
I want to know where the mindset came from in the first place that Battlefield had to start becoming like Call of Duty in the first fucking place. Where did that come from?
Somewhere in the management.
It
probably.
needs whoever came
It
up with
started with
that
Battlefield
idea
3.
needs to be fired. And if you're listening, shame on you, you bastard. I hate you.
It started with Battlefield 3. It's all right, but I see the argument from EA's point of view why it was more focused on your own personal accomplishments than teamwork. I can see the reasoning behind EA's decision to make Battlefield 3 more casual and all that. I see the reasoning because Battlefield 3 at the end of the day was the best best selling Battlefield ever. I mean, it sold
Like
was sold
10 million.
No. It sold 18 million copies. I think it's the 17th most.
Yeah, but there was the sequel.
wait,
of
wait.
Battlefield 2.
No. Okay. All right. Listen. The reason EA decided to do that because all right, you might say all right, Battlefield. All right, people say Battlefield 2 was great and all of that, but think about it. It wasn't that big. To be honest, it wasn't. It was big, but would you call Battlefield one of the biggest shooters in the world back then? No, it wasn't.
No,
it was.
but it did stand on its own under its own merits and under its own principles and what it was in terms of gameplay. It didn't try to be something else, and that's what made the game stand out in the first place. Was its team play. It wasn't that you could just rack up a shit ton of kills and all this other stuff. The point of Battlefield in the first place was in order to win the game as a team, not as an individual. That's what Call of Duty is. That's what makes Call of Duty so great. Stop trying to be your competitor. Trying to emulate your competitor doesn't make you better than them. It just means that you're submitting to them.
True.
Here's the problem. But like I said, I can see the reason because Battlefield 3 what made Battlefield basically actually one of the biggest shooters in the world. Battlefield 3 is not. You might argue Bad Company 2. All right, with Bad Company 2, it can't start going there. That's Bad Company 2. That's why it started to go
there. They got the taste with the consoles. They got the taste of like the sales you can achieve with consoles and like what consoles player actually like. I mean, Battlefield 2 was PC exclusive, and this talks pretty much for itself, like for the gameplay and stuff, and what's possible and what not with PC, with communication and stuff.
Well, speaking of like single player and like online and offline stuff.
Oh yeah, right. Wait. Before we're gonna move on, I'm just gonna say this. So, with Battlefield 5, or what the next game is gonna be, I'm just gonna say this: focus on teamwork, but I can understand it's still gonna be casual. I'm telling you right now, it's still gonna be casual as fuck. But you can make, you know what? I don't care if you're gonna make Battlefield 4 a reskin. I mean, Battlefield 5. If you're gonna make Battlefield 5 a reskin of Battlefield 4, but with a different UI, just to encourage people to play the objective. Because the problem is not with Battlefield 4. To be honest, it's not even the problem with Battlefield 3. It's not even the problem with the games. It's not the problem with the games. It's the way people approach the game. If you can change the UI, just make people beat your foe, just to make them like in front of the screen, play their fucking objective. It will be a different game. As simple as that. It's all those little things. It's not the game itself. It's not Battlefield 4 that is broken or whatever. No, Battlefield 4 is fine.
Not the guns
Battlefield
or
3
the
is
vehicles or the ballistics or the destruction or any of that.
No, exactly.
It's the core of it. It's the very, very basic core of it. Any other game can have a bunch of vehicles and, points for kills and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, are you playing as a team or are you playing by yourself?
Exactly. It's not the problem with the game. It's never was the problem with the game. Yeah, sure, the net goes out. All right, that's a different story. But when it comes to right now, it's basically changed the UI. Just make people be aware that, if you're going to play as a sniper and just camp on the hill, you're going to play like shit. And you're not going to achieve anything.
And you should be punished for that.
Yeah, and DICE needs to encourage players to beat their foe, change the UI, do anything. It's not that game itself.
But let's segue here into ways that we can kind of encourage this kind of team play, which
let's go to the next
story
topic,
moding, which honestly I'm thinking is just going to get nixed, and there's going to be just offline stuff or co-op stuff in its place because that seems to be the trend that's going on. And if we're going to go that route, let's take any multiplayer maps or anything like that we design. Let's take a couple of sections of that and let's do like wave modes with bots or stuff like that where you can link up as a squad of your maximum amount of squad that you're going to allow in a squad, and you can run through these maps and you can train together as a squad up, and you can learn to clear rooms, and you can randomize where these bots are going to come from, you can randomize where these bots are going to spawn from, and you can randomize the way they're going to act and all this other stuff, and truly somewhat create a slight multiplayer experience that'll kind of warm players up. That'll kind of get them to the used to the idea of needing in order to resupply their squad and all that stuff, because your squad could run out of ammo. Or if you're playing in a single player or co-op with 2 other people and the rest of your squad is bots, they'll run out of ammo and you have to keep resupplying them. Let's incorporate some elements that kind of encourage that in whatever we might replace single player with.
What's gonna happen if they die?
If they die, then yeah, you could revive them, like you would in a multiplayer game. Why not?
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will rather love to have a co-op mission than a main campaign, because you feel like you involve in something with your friend, and your friend play with you. I mean, if I was in charge of the camping or the co-ops, I will put all the effort in co-op mission make.
So basically, we're saying, screw the screen. Because here's the thing with single players. Single players, you know what? They were fine back in the day with first-person shooters, and like people say Half-Life 2, like Modern Warfare 2. All those games that had like great single players and all of that. But if you think about it, yeah, we're actually hitting the limit how much we can go with first-person shooters when it comes to single players. I mean,
well, no. Let's not kid ourselves. It's not that. It's the level of effort that's being put into these single-player campaigns. There are games out there that are shooters, that are military shooters, that have awesome, beautiful, great, well-written stories. Call of Duty is a good example of it. But at the end of the day, the problem with Call of Duty's campaign is it suffers the same problem that Battlefield does. Is the only thing that saves it is it has a well-written story. They're both rail shooters as far as campaigns go. There is no open world. There is no going out and going a different route in order to take care of this objective. It's you have to go down this hallway and you have to eliminate these soldiers in this order, because if you don't, then this guy's going to come out of nowhere and kill you, and it almost becomes routine. You're not playing a game. You're being led through a tour.
yeah, this is my argument.
Here you go. Here's this objective. Shoot these guys. Win a prize.
Same goes with Far Cry or something like that. It's still the same thing. I mean, you still have to hit a specific spot on the. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. Whoever played Far Cry or any other open world first-person shooters, it's still work. It's still the same principle. It still works the same way, and it's just. I don't think that single-player games don't really work anymore, in my opinion, when it comes to first-person shooters.
Yeah. Oh, have you guys played Crysis, the first one?
I played the second one.
I was a peasant at the time of that release.
Yeah, that one has a great single player, just from the structure. You have a sandbox type level, just like a map. Like each chapter is like just a map.
It sounds something similar to what Metal Gear's going after with Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Where it's a couple of different maps that are just
it's
really huge and expansive.
Yeah, it's not really like that. It's a bit more straightforward though. But I mean, you just go into the map and then you have like secondary objectives and you can take different routes, and they're just those outposts, and with the time like those enemies are there and there, but that's it. You can approach the outposts every time differently, or you can just skip it and not take the weapons that they're.
Yeah, and that's a glorious thing. I love games that allow you to do that. That's what makes Skyrim so great. That's what makes games like Oblivion and Skyrim and Fallout so damn great, because they give you this open environment where you can approach anything and everything from any and every angle. And that's what makes a multiplayer game so great and so much better as composed to a single-player game. Is because in a multiplayer aspect, you can approach any objective or any flag any which way you choose. If you want to run straight in, guns blazing like Rambo, yeah, sure, go have at it. But whatever. Or if you want to be cool and sneaky and quiet, and you want to go outside, you can do that. And that thing needs to be kind of integrated into what would essentially be like a single player or a co-op experience or a squad op experience. And I'm kind of liking this idea of like squad ops, where you have a squad of people that are together, or you have the option where people can jump in and out as a squad and play a map and do an op or something like that. That's kind of cool. I'd like to see something tried, but I don't know if it would take off.
I'm just thinking this way because, like I already mentioned to you guys many times, you know, I'm just saying, screw the single player unless it's like Medal of Honor. Because, alright, I'm just gonna say this about Medal of Honor single players. Medal of Honor single players, yeah, they are suffering from the same problem as any other shooter. But when it comes to the story, these Medal of Honor, when it comes to the story, is fucking awesome. If Battlefield 5, alright, let's say Battlefield 5 has a single player, single player campaign or something. If it's not like close to the perfection that Medal of Honor is, I'm not gonna be interested. Simple as that. If there's no single player, make it like I already mentioned, make it like a training co-op training sessions or whatever, like you already touched it, take a multiplayer map, place a flag where you want, and make your objective. Make it like great options, like a person that, all right, I want to put this flag somewhere on the multiplayer map anyway, like let's put it here, and let's play against a couple of bots or whatever, just to capture that objective or whatever. Like, make those single player games, I guess, that teaches you how to play Battlefield, like co-op missions, like we already touched it. Make it something that teaches a casual player how to play Battlefield.
Yeah,
Just
but at the
because you're a
same
casual-
time, you can do a story, and you can have a story involved with it as well too.
Yeah.
Don't say that you can't, because again, you cite Medal of Honor, and I've seen it. Like, you could do it with missions like that. Like, you're going to go get intel, you're going to go snatch an MVP. All right, well, who's this MVP? Story mode attached to it. Okay, it's not that complicated.
Yeah, just put some story behind, because like I said, just because does a casual gamer, it doesn't mean he can't be a good Battlefield player. No, that's not the point. Like I said, it's not the problem with the game. It's the way you approach to these people it's the way you
It's the way it's
present the game.
presented, yeah.
Yeah, it's the way you present the game. If you can present the game properly in the single player, whether it be a story campaign or a training mode with bots with your friends, that you can team up with your friends and play against bots in your own custom single player missions. I mean, yeah, it's all about the presentation. Just present the game the way it should be, the way you should be playing to achieve greatness in that game.
Not that I want to hammer on the single player a little bit longer, but this is just the one thing that I noticed more about single player. It wasn't focused on helping the two squad bots that you had with you out. It was more or less, oh, get to the next gadget point, get gadget to destroy vehicle, or get to the next gadget point to get weapon to get rid of wave weapon.
It's just a checklist.
It
It's just a
was.
simple checklist. Yeah, it's like
I didn't
we
like
have-
that, and that's what turned me off a lot of that single player. It just made it a grind fest. It was
It
just
was.
disinteresting, so badly.
But the camping should prepare you to the the multiplayer. Like,
Oh, that's bullshit. You want to tell me the story campaign prepares you for multiplayer? That's bullshit. That's different two things. Those are the
Here's how
camping.
you use this in order to spot your targets, and here's the new spotting function that we've implemented, where it spots and highlights, and where it's supposed to mean that the people around you are supposed to shoot at that. But, well, in a way, it kind of does, because people need to start thinking about where they're shooting at with spotted targets. But that's a whole different topic and a whole different ballgame. But I don't know. I don't think we need to hang on single player a whole heck of a lot longer. I mean, we've been hammering
yeah.
at it so hard right now.
Well, Pronato, do you have anything to add to that? Maybe you have any ideas? I'm just saying, well, you heard my idea. Maybe you got something?
Yeah, I'm all for like a live co-op situation where you can have an AI companion, you can play like the game alone, like Borderlands or like Dead Island. But I mean, if you can then choose like friends can join you only invited, or you can choose just to have an open game and everybody who wants just like play also can join your game if they want.
Yeah, fair enough. That's kind of it on that topic, yeah? Nobody wants to add anything?
Nah.
Okay. So let's move to the next topic, which is the whole Battlefield...
Content and
Right.
customization, yeah.
No, not the customization, the multiplayer. How casual we want to go with the multiplayer.
I want to see
mean,
Rush
well-
get a hell of a lot more treatment the next time around. I think that is like the story-driven multiplayer mode of the game, and that suffered a lot in Battlefield 4. I just didn't feel it like I did in 3. In Battlefield 3, I felt like I was going through Rush, like I was going through a story in some way. Like I'm the U.S. Army and I'm mowing my way through the fucking Russian and occupied metro and I'm destroying their shit along the way. When in Battlefield 4, it was kind of just like, oh well, here's an objective here, there's an objective there.
Yeah,
They need to motivate you more than just pose a bomb on an MCON and let it explode. Like,
Yeah,
But
Dovman
start-
Peak, like having to jump off of the cliff at Dovman Peak to get to your next point, like the epic moments like that, like transitional shit like that, that was great. That's just not there now. Flood Zone, for example, like the objective blows up. Oh, evolution's trigger, here comes flood waters, yay!
it doesn't really flood waters. That's the problem. There's no evolution or rush again, I think, if I remember correctly.
I think they did take it out, but
Did
I think at one point.
Was
There's
there?
no
I don't know.
evolution.
I haven't played Rush in so long because it's just been so much bullshit. So I can't.
Well,
even...
I blame the maps. I blame the maps. I don't blame the. I don't blame the actual idea. I just blame the maps because the maps aren't really that.
Optimize.
No, you know, optimize it. They just don't work for Rush.
Yeah, but they did something in like 4 months ago about Rush, like they redesigned.
Yeah, the redesign, like it wasn't 4 months ago. That was like half a year ago, like if not a year ago. They redesigned Rush maps. But either way, they redesigned because it was more balanced. Now it's balanced, but it doesn't mean it's still.
Some maps are
Interesting.
not balanced.
There just
Well, some
wasn't
maps-
much thought put into the objectives, what they did, where they were, and the whole game mode in general. They just felt like they were just slapped on and just Rush just doesn't feel like as much thought was put into as it was in Battlefield 3. Now, incidentally, the same amount of thought could have been put in, and it just could have worked better in 3, but that's neither here nor there.
And Predator, you got anything?
No.
All right. Well, that's Rush. But here's the thing. So, like I already mentioned, it's not the problem with the game. It's not the problem with the actual mechanics of Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 or even Hardline. All right, Hardline, you might argue it's too quick to kill somebody. All right, that's a different story. But again, it's a good thing when your multiplayer game is more accessible to everyone. It's really important because if it's not accessible to everyone, that's a bad thing. You have a really steep learning curve, which is not a really great thing if you want to bring more players to play the game. So it's a good thing if it's accessible to everyone, like Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 is. But at the same time, like I said,
You don't want to abandon the base core of what made
Yeah.
the game great in the first place. You don't want to abandon what made it stand out amongst. You don't want to abandon what made it what it is that made it a competitor for said any competitor. So that seems to be the problem that's been going on lately. So I wanted to see like a huge shift, like back towards team play and back towards better map designs where thought is put in as to where you need to position your people in order to actually defend a flag instead of where the best head glitching spot is.
But just can say something. I mean, Battlefield will stay arcade game. It's not
Arcade.
Arma. What I mean by arcade, like
arcade.
yeah, arcade.
Okay.
Play for fun.
You play for fun. I mean, if your friend been C4 and you revive me, like it's not the reality.
Well,
You having
nobody
fun.
wants to see Battlefield turn into a milsim, for God's sakes. I mean, just
Yeah.
that's going too extreme. But then again, at the same time, no one wants to see it go complete freaking arcade casual, where it's just like, whatever, no
no,
more
it's-
fucking ballistics.
Now, here's the thing. Yeah, it's a good thing that Battlefield 4 or the next Battlefield and Battlefield 5, it's a good thing that it's gonna be it's arcadey. Good thing it's gonna be arcadey. Okay, so we don't know what the next Battlefield is, but we're already thinking it's gonna be arcadey as Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3.
I'm hoping it's not more. I'm hoping it maybe
I
will
ho-
just
yeah, I
back
hope
off
it's
a
not
little bit.
Yeah, I do hope it's not
less
too
rewards for
much.
kills. That would be a step in the right direction. Is 25 points for a kill.
Yeah, 'cause-
Therefore, if you want to make those KD whores work that hard in order to get their great KD and actually mean something and score and rank up, then they're going to have to work that much harder at it.
I guess
And
I think
maybe more point for reviving someone. Like,
More points for revives
I mean-
and resupplies.
that's so stupid. Like, you receive if you revive like someone for 20% of his life because you charge your defibrillator like just a little bit. You revive him. That's give you 20 point. If you full charge, I mean,
And
remove
what exactly
this.
is
Like
wrong with
you
that?
No,
You're
no,
giving
you
someone a
revive-
cheap revive. You should get the amount of points tantamount to the
Yeah,
amount that
I
just
think- I
charged
agree
his
with
life
that
that you
system.
gave him. Yeah, I
I
agree,
agree with that system. I agree with
That
that
needs
system
to stay forever.
because you're still
Bad
gonna
medics
get.
need to be punished as bad medics. Period.
Yeah, it's not a problem with the. Yeah, okay. It's not a really problem with the scoring system. I guess it's the way. I think you should get less points for the kill. Leave the 100%. Leave the 100 points for their full revive. Give more points for their.
If anything, give him 125
health,
points for
yeah,
a
like
full
for
revive
dropping med
because
bags,
you
yeah, for
stopped for
drop-
that extra second.
Yeah, for dropping med bags or dropping ammo, you get more points for that. If just all those teamwork give more points for repairing. How many points do you get for repairing a fucking tank?
10 per point. 10 per 10 health points that you give back. You get health points, but you get points tantamount to,
Needs
to
to,
what
needs
you
to
get
be
back.
more. Needs to be more.
It
It
should,
really
it
needs to
should
be
be
more.
like 25. It should be like 25 or 50. Make it an
Yeah.
easy variable in order to change. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy.
What about the capture and objective?
Capping, that needs to be something where you should get like a really good amount of points, but at the same time, maybe the flag cap speed needs to be slowed down. Like you should get like, I don't know, 200-300 points for capping a flag, but it takes a little bit longer to cap the flags now.
They basically give you the same amount of points for each thing. Like you're repairing your tank, you receive 10 points for each.
Stop me if I'm
each-
wrong, but I don't know if this is a placebo thing that I've noticed. But isn't it that the more people that are on the flag, the faster the flag caps?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. That's basic.
yeah, still there.
All right.
Game modes, for example. What kind of games do you include?
The normal.
Game mode.
Maybe
We get
new ones
so
from
many-
other games.
We get so many game mode like Rush, capture the flag. Like it's all classic. mode, man.
Keep the actual PTFO modes, like capture the flag should stay. Carrier assault, I would love to see stay, but it needs work in order to work in a modern shooter. It's
needs to
a
be
good
intro.
game mode. It just needs
Yeah.
work.
I mean that's something they could really good redo with like just make Battlefield 4 new with Battlefield 5. Make
it
make
was
the
done right, it could
carriers
replace
better,
Rush.
make the carriers able to move around and shit.
Oh,
The thing's like what people have played 2142. That was really, really, really rewarding to play in Titan.
I mean,
mode,
yeah,
because
but you
you-
had guns on the Titan. You had 2 AA guns. You had 4 guns on the downside. You had basically a hangar that was protected
and
against
you had to
enemy
escape
fire,
from the
and the
damn
commander
thing. Yeah.
commander could move it around. Yeah, and the escape pods.
because
Get the
Carrier
pods.
so is just a mode where you play as a conquest in the first part, and you
it's
go.
It's Conquest and
in
Rush
the-
bastardized.
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
Then if you compare it to Titan mode, it's like you play, you try to destroy the shield around the Titan, then you go in the Titan to destroy the model, then you destroy the
I'm
Heart-
curious if they're gonna do something like that for Battlefront, because I could see that. Disable the shield generator.
I don't think they will. I think
Yeah, I don't
Walker
know,
Assault is the
Walker-
Walker
it's
Assault
not
is the
gonna be
biggest
like
mode.
that.
Yeah.
It's
It
not
would be
gonna be like
better
that,
if they
Walker
could.
Assault.
See, this is my thing that's with my problem with Battlefront. It's the aerial battles and the ground battles just aren't integrated like the way that they should be. Like Battlefront had a mode where like if the infantry troops had to like imagine actually carrying out the Death Star assault in like Return of the Jedi in a full multiplayer mode. Imagine how fucking awesome that would be.
All right, but
They
we're
would
going off
enable
topic.
mods.
But
We're
we're
going
getting,
off
we're
topic,
getting
guys.
off
We're going-
topic on this one.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah, really off
forget
topic.
Battlefront for a different thing. All right, returning to game modes. I'm just saying, yeah, keep the regular game modes. I think you should make capture the flag one of the main game modes. Make it vanilla, because
How
again
many
it's
game mode we have right now? Like 9?
9, I think. 10?
TDM, capture
Wait,
the
all right.
flag, conquest small,
Air-
conquest large,
air
air
superiority.
superiority, rush, Did I
TDM.
mention team deathmatch?
Domination.
That's domination. That's 8.
Like Team
Carrier
Deathmatch
Assault.
Squad.
I already mentioned carrier assault.
Well, either way, there's about 10 games or something.
Yeah, almost 10. So I mean that's a huge platter.
I'm saying right now for vanilla one. I'm just saying, like Ray said, let's keep the PTFO game modes on for vanilla, and the rest can be like something for the DLC.
Carrier
Include
assault
some-
needs to be moved and made as a core game mode. I honestly feel it should be. It needs a lot more attention. It's a great PTFO game mode, and especially with 64 players, you play it right. It just needs a lot more attention. It needs that one. I feel if it's done right and it's given the proper amount of attention, it could be a very good game mode.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
confirm
Carrier Assault.
something.
Carrier
Right,
assault or
12.
base assault in some form.
It's
Alright,
12
go-
mode.
go on.
Where you have where you have conquest flags and then they're firing missiles at the base and the base has an integrity or amount of buildings that are destroyed, and then at some point the gates or something
just,
whatever
the
goes down
main
and then
building.
the infantry can
It's
infiltrate and destroy MCOMs.
And yeah, and the other 50% would be like the main building. You know, the rockets would then go like on the main building because the defenses are down.
Yeah, why not? Or yeah, what's it called?
Just
Ares assault, not Ares. I can't even remember what it's called, but the Navy has it. It's an anti-missile system where it just fires guns at the missiles and shoots it down. It could just be an integrity of how much like those missiles could shoot down as tantamount to the flags that are captured. The more flags the enemy has, the more missiles that are thrown at it. You know, the less that the Ares system can hold up and shoot down, so it takes damage.
Oh.
It would be a great game mode. Call it Conquest Assault. Fuck it.
Here's the thing: if you're gonna make like Carrier Assault or something like that, that means you have to design the maps that has war around it, and you can actually put a carrier there, unless.
Well, yeah, but
Unless-
if you just made it
unless-
like I just said, like a Conquest Assault with buildings and
Yeah.
stuff, it could just be its own game mode, and you could just have it a vanilla game mode. Period.
Yeah,
Some modes
replace
would
the
have
carriers with
carriers,
that.
some modes would not. Maybe one faction has a carrier, and the other one has a base.
Mm.
And the faction that has the carrier, before the carrier sinks, they have to escape from it before the game's ended. Why not? That part I want to see come back.
yeah,
Escape
I mean,
from it.
and you also would have to get out of the base because like the base would start collapse like a building, like those smaller buildings around flags.
Well, what's the
Like
point
this
of that?
kind.
Well, if you don't get out of the boat, you get one extra death.
Yeah, and the same with the base. I think
Or
it
you
should
lose
be
points.
the same with the base.
Yeah. You
Or you
get an
lose
extra
points.
death. Nah, I don't think you should lose points.
Yeah,
because
you
if you're like that
should.
last guy who was clutch and armed the objective at the last second, I don't think you should be
Oh,
totally
yeah.
punished for it. A
Yeah, good
death,
point.
yeah,
Good point.
a death is its own reward in itself for that, that glory. But I don't think you should be punished in points for something like that.
Good point. Yeah, so we're saying Carrier Assault should be in the vanilla game. Domination. Quick answer. Yes, no.
I really love that Battlefield 3 had it in a separate pack and had basically maps designed for it, and I love it. I love Domination in Battlefield 3.
I mean, Dominated is basically copy and paste from the Call of Duty games. It's
Yeah,
who
pretty
killed
much.
more.
Pretty much. The Call of Duty Domination mode is just in that sense different, that it doesn't have
Well,
tickets
hold
for
on,
the
you don't-
spawns, and the points go up. You set an upper limit like 300 points. But the
Well-
principle is the same. If you have the majority, you get your score goes.
Well,
How about
domination
you-
isn't really like your KD. Domination is like your KD and how close you might have been standing to a flag because they're so damn close.
You don't care about your teammate. You just
no,
want
you
to
really
kill.
don't. Like, you're really
Right.
only throwing health. And if you are
Okay.
getting resupplies and ammo and health, gains, then it just happens to be because the map is that damn small.
What
but
about
it is a
Chain Link?
very good,
What about
infantry
Chain Link?
trainer. Chain Link, I think that should replace Domination, if anything.
Chain Link need to. It's not
Like as an
how
infantry
map
mode.
can work on Chain Link. Like Propaganda is the best map to play Chain Link.
All
I
right.
don't know. I mean,
You want to tell me that Shanghai can't work?
I would really love to see like chain link with some cross link or something. Not like one straight line. Maybe like they can be some on the side or something.
Well, I think that's the point of Chain Link is to go out and get the flanks in order to break the enemy's chain. Like
That's
they're
the
not
point of the
trying
game,
to
actually.
head on take the objective in order to just push front and back. That's just domination. Chain
Yeah.
link, they're almost encouraging you, and that's why I say chain link should just replace domination. Period. You have
That's
two infantry
pretty-
only modes that are pretty much the same exact thing. The only thing is one game mode pretty much encourages you in order to take flanks and take objectives in between the next objective in a straight line.
All right, I think unless you want to guys say something about the multiplayer, anything regarding multiplayer.
Gunmaster.
No, no, I'm not gonna let you talk about that. Anything else? Anything?
Hey,
No Gunmaster. No Gunmaster. Just need. If you're gonna make
don't talk about the
Gunmaster, it
Gunmaster.
should
Don't
just-
talk about the Gunmaster. I've said we're done with the Gunmaster. All right, are we done with the game? Is there
Jet
anything else?
superiority.
Air superiority. Yeah, that's what we need. More air superiority. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
wait,
no.
wait.
No,
I
but
got
what
something.
about obliteration?
Oh yeah, actually I forgot about
Yes,
obliteration.
obliteration should stay.
I mean, this is
It has
something
to.
they can make DLC.
Yeah, it has to stay. Obliteration has to stay, especially
But I mean,
at least squad conquest, or not squad conquest.
Yeah, but I mean,
squad obli.
yeah, but I mean the big obliteration. Make that DLC. Make the for that DLC maps. Make
some
maps
maps
that
tailored
really
for it.
work with the mode. That really work with the spawns. Like with two different.
They are
spawn-
made. They are made for this game mode. Like,
Yeah, that's.
but
Obliteration really doesn't need to be vanilla, in my opinion.
Except squad obli. If you want to go,
Yeah, but the squad obliteration works with different kinds of maps. You know, you have a much smaller part of a map. You're not really that dependent on how the overall map looks.
yeah,
But with obliteration like Goalmond, it's just laughable playing obliteration on Goalmond.
well, I'm just saying because for the competitive side of Battlefield, if Battlefield 5 is really
Yeah.
aiming to be competitive, you better include that as a
Oh,
default
oh.
thing.
But I mean, yeah,
Do you want to add
last-
that?
and
Someone-
something
someone-
like
someone will start?
TDM, where you can just take a part of a map and make this.
Fair enough.
one last thing is, I mean, I'm sure like many players will love to do this. Like, and people will agree with me. Like, Goldman Railway is basically a
Probably.
tank map. Like, there's six tank on both sides for each team, and I'm like, we got air superiority. Like, I enjoy this game mode. It's like, it's fun, but you will not like play like many match. You play for a couple of minutes, couple hours, and you're tired. But what about tank superiority? Like, there was a DLC in Battlefield 3. Like, many people,
Yeah, I already.
including myself,
There's no
forget-
maps. There's basically no maps that can actually to do a tank
I
superiority.
don't
There's literally no maps on Battlefield 4 right now, or even Battlefield 5.
Silk Road.
I can't. Well, I'm saying Battlefield 5. I haven't seen the maps yet. No, I don't think tank superiority is gonna come back. I really can't see it.
Common Railway is it is a tank superiority. Then you have Rogue Transmission. Could be
Uh,
a good.
Nah.
No, that's-
Maps don't work. They just don't work. Simple as that.
Yeah.
They just don't
Like
work.
the vanilla map don't work. Like Silk Road. Silk Road.
Silk Road is the only map. The only map. That's it. And it's a
Yeah.
DLC map already. No chance.
maybe
Uh,
future.
I mean, Hammerhead, maybe.
I don't even. As a tank driver myself, I don't want to see tank superiority back. To be honest, I don't really want.
But did you
It
ever
was
play?
boring as shit. It
As-
really just turned
yeah.
into an NG fest.
I'm a
That's
tank
all it
driver.
was. It was just
Yeah.
everyone with javelins. It was stupid after
Yeah.
a while.
I'm a
Because it
tank
was
driver. Well, I'm just gonna say this. I'm a tank driver, and I didn't enjoy tank superiority. I'm like, no, let me go back to Conquest because it actually made sense.
And
Uh,
because people was able to use their javelin and their repair tool, that's ruined the game. Like, you can kill someone when you got 4 javelin locking on you. That's making it sense.
It
Like,
should have been the same rules as it was with air superiority, as you should
Yeah.
not have been able to get out. But then people would have argued,
Right.
well, why can't I get out to repair my tank? Shut up. Get good.
Anyway, no tank superiority. I'm just saying, no tank superiority. Believe me, as a tank driver myself, as a hardcore tank driver, let's say, I'm telling you right now, you don't want tank superiority. End of.
many people will like to have things pretty, but
Yeah.
a better.
Small
Not like-
percentage. Until right now, small percent. You think there's a lot of people? You think there's a lot of
There's
people
many
until right
people
now?
enjoy.
You want your tank
playing tank.
superiority? Get some tank superiority in Conquest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
basically.
It's,
Until right
it's
now.
just
It's
tank
not- it's not-
superiority is just conquest with one flag
Yeah.
and no squad spawn.
All right. Do we want to add anything to the multiplayer thing, and before we can move on to the next thing?
No.
Nope. All right. Next one is going to be customization. So, how much customization there should be in the future Battlefield? Are we talking about how much gun customization can be done? Can we actually customize our own soldiers? Can we customize something else? How much customization
level-
should be allowed?
The level of customization that we have now, I think, should be where the bar is set at the highest point forever. With maybe the addition of ghillie suits and some camouflage that actually freaking works. I
Like,
want
give you a
uniforms
real
that are
advantage.
actually based off the palettes of the maps. Like, if you're going to give me EDRL palette, or like, give me palettes for all of the factions that are going to make sense in all environments. Like, the problem that I'm seeing with Battlefield 4 camo is it seems to be like the US seems to be the only faction that has like a somewhat decent variety. Chinese mostly has water and urban patterns. They have no forest patterns, period. Russians have a lot of just forest patterns. They don't have a whole lot of urban or naval patterns, or any desert patterns for that. And that's stupid. That's immersion breaching. I mean, there needs to be camos. If you're going to put camouflage and the ability in order to change the soldier's uniform, you need to give all the factions that are there the ability in order to take advantage of camouflage and what it actually does.
I mean, a real camouflage give you advantage on the field. Like it's. But
yeah, it's that
in
quick
Battle
glance,
4
5 seconds, where you're blended in and you just happen to be stationary. And there have been plenty of times where I openly admit I would not have seen somebody sitting there if they would have not have had like the fucking wonky camo that they had on.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying that I don't think we need a lot of customization. All right.
don't
don't
want to
thi-
make.
I don't think we have to do a lot of customization for how the players look. I mean that's fine when you can change like a helmet or something like that or
The
anything
amount
like
of
that.
paint is ridiculous.
I mean yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine that you can do that. I'm over the gun customization needs to be improved. Simple as that. It needs to improve. I mean, because I don't like the system that I love there's content, but I'm going to talk about it later. I love that there's options for the gun to customize, but at the same time, the user interface has to be better. Again, I'm just saying, Medal of Honor Warfighter, I think nailed it when it comes to gun customization. They nailed it.
Well, they
I'll-
put the states and what the attachments did. I think they did it in numbers. I didn't really. I'm sorry, I didn't really look into it that hardcore when I was playing it. It's just like fucking a half hour because I was tired. But games that put what attachments do in a numerical value as opposed to a slider value are far better because it gives a clear-cut example and it gives a clear-cut rendition of what that attachment does to that gun. I think if Battlefield 4's UI would have just used actual numerical values as opposed to the stupid slider thing that it has, where the slider is as opposed to 100 or what the max value is that we're supposed to assume from that we got to go to Symtech in order to look up for. That's too much work. Give me the stats of what it actually does. It's not that hard. Just show what you guys have coded to what it does in the ballistics. It's not that hard.
Anyone wants to add anything? Whose cat is that?
That is my kitty. I am sorry. He wishes for attentions.
All right.
And I don't want to make like I play a little, like just 4 hours in Call of Duty, and the amount of customization you have in this game. Like, oh, I want to put a different helmet. I want to have more thing on my arms, and you don't want that in Battlefield. It just keep
Yeah.
the customization on the base, like basic thing.
Yeah, you don't want to go too crazy because we're entering a Harlan territory, I would say. You don't want to go too crazy because...
No, bro, I want to fucking select what kind of knee pads my shoulder wears. Or the knee pads my soldier
Yeah.
wears. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's
I want it
Uh,
down to the microphone.
mountain.
Understand.
Mountain Dew kneecaps or something like that.
I want logos on everything.
I know some kids will love to that have this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can change its boots!
No, yeah. I think customization is good, but don't go too crazy with
Yeah, there
it.
is
Just
a
make it,
level of
keep it
crazy.
standard as much as possible.
Make the customization like give you a real advantage on the field. Like use-
You're not talking about giving you advantage in
I mean,
numbers.
Well, have it have a purpose. Don't just
When you
put it there for
play-
aesthetics.
in Final Stand, like Operation Whiteout.
Yeah.
You're like a green soldier running in the
All right,
snow.
all right. So that's what you're talking about. I was thinking you actually saying give like some sort of advantage or something like that.
No,
Oh,
no.
when you talk about colors, oh, that's fine. Yeah, I
Like,
agree with that. I agree.
Be
Ghillie
like
suits. Ghillie suits.
hide in the environment. Like
Environment.
Hey Tom.
Yeah.
How would you like the ability in order to have brush and fauna all over your tank so you could sit in amongst brush and fauna and be an actual anti-infantry? That is a good customization option.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking, yeah, that's gonna be OP as fuck though.
Yeah, but why? But it's a realistic thing, and if you
True,
really honestly
true.
can't see a fucking tank with fake flora on it driving around, there's a fucking problem because that is military actually does that. They
Yeah,
strap
unless
tree
spotted.
branches and shit to their tank, and they just let them sit in amongst bushes. It's for camouflage. Think about that on Caspian border with the amount of trees and shit that are around there. If you could have a tank that was actually EDR painted camouflage with some tree branches and stuff stuck to it, or some just bush models stuck to it, whatever, it'd be harder to
that's
spot. It would
awesome.
actually be, it would be immersive, tantamount to where the map and what it is. There needs to be customization like that. There needs to be thought put into the levels of what is customizable per what is available on the maps. And if you're going to add maps that have different locations and have different environments, then you need to add the camouflage in order to go with them.
You can have a brick wall in our maps.
Fuck yeah, give me brick wall camouflage. I don't give a shit. Look at Metal Gear Solid and the amount of crazy ass camouflage, but it's a good example of it. Like the amount of customization for a character where it takes effect and it actually has an effect on the game and the way you play it. Make that happen.
I'm just saying like this. Give me everything that Medal of Honor Warfighter has. Give me all that. Include that in Battlefield 5, into Battlefield 4 thing. Just include this to Battlefield 4. All the customization, all the improved UI for Battlefield 4. Release it as Battlefield 5 with new maps, and that's it. I'm happy. Give me that, because Medal of Honor 5 Warfighter, when it comes to camo, guns, and everything, they nailed it. They nailed it. And
you know what else would be kind of cool? This is maybe like a bonus for giving the player an incentive in order to actually be mindful of what their camouflages are and everything. Is if there was like a spotting nerf or buff tantamount to what camo you were wearing. Like if you're wearing EDR camo in a forest environment, like it would take a little bit longer to spot.
yeah, actually, that's a great idea.
Like have an actual camo system. Again,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
That's
Yeah.
Dice,
I
play it!
love that camo system.
Play it!
You're just constantly changing camos depending on the environment you
I know,
You
like,
just
you can
want
just-
to get over 90%. You just want to be over 90% no matter what.
And that's an example of it just being crazy, but yeah, it's something similar like that.
all right. We're gonna move on, and the last bit just gonna talk just a little bit. We're gonna talk about a little bit about the content that can be in Battlefield 5. Any specific features? Anything specific we want to see, like in content?
Everyone knows
Want
where I
to
stand. I want to
see
see
a
theme
two
packs.
place.
All right. Stop, guys, interrupting each other for fuck's sake. All right, Tornado, talk.
I want to see a 2-seat bomber back.
All right, fair enough. That's
Two-seat
it?
I don't know.
That's it?
Cyanide?
2C jets, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, Vangie.
Gotta say, like, talking about the commander.
All right.
If we going back Battlefield 2, the commander, they had like a container where you go in this container like the bomber, in China Rising.
All right, you enter a container. What's
You,
gonna
you
happen?
go in this container. You play as a commander.
You play as
you
a
don't
container.
You play as a
Like the Metal
container
Gear.
and you must be transported around the map for points.
I mean, you don't have to leave the game and join as a commander. You can go in this container, be a commander, then don't have to leave the game to be a commander. You know
And the
what I mean?
commander is a physical
But
entity.
yeah, okay. What's gonna happen when they're gonna destroy the container?
Then
Oh,
the
well,
commander is
that
gone.
building. Wow.
You be killed. Like you've been
It's
destroyed.
gonna why? It's gonna respawn the same place?
Why not? Like another asset, like another vehicle asset.
Oh my
I
god!
think was
Make
Cool.
a commander a
I can,
vehicle asset.
I can see the C4s already.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't happen already with the bomber. I mean, come on, get real.
yeah. I mean, thing was
Not a great
cool.
idea. I'll be honest. Not a
Yeah.
great idea. Not a great idea.
Battlefield 2 was you was able to destroy the tool the commander have. Like you can destroy the UCAV, not the drone, but the radio, the
UAV.
where the box where everything worked. If you destroy this box, the commander no longer have his UCAV.
All right. Okay.
So then you have the injured have sense now. He could repair this to help his commander.
But this is the problem I have. All right. This is what people don't really. This is what the problem I see, and people don't really
Because the
understand.
commander is invisible on the map.
All right, here's the thing. You guys talking about Commander. Let's include Battlefield 2 Commander in Battlefield in the next Battlefield game that basically is gonna be Battlefield 4 2.0. That's what we think, and that's probably the reasonable thing.
So it might as well happen.
Yeah. So all these features we're talking about Battlefield 2 Commander, it's not gonna work. I'm telling you right now. Just because it worked for Battlefield 2, because it was a different game. People keep forgetting. Yeah, I love the idea that let's make the Commander more viable option to play. I understand that, and I love that. But at the same time, I'm thinking, how's that gonna work in Battlefield right now in the Frostbite generation? It's not gonna work.
The commander needs to be a physical asset. It needs to be a
Yeah.
killable asset. It's not something just like, oh well, fucking
Invisible.
a virus attack that disables them for 30 seconds. It needs to be a physical presence. Even if
Yeah, I
it's
agree
just
with
somebody
that.
sitting at home base or somebody just outside of home base at a quote-unquote command post that you can run out to. And if all honesty, if someone's going to camp out that command post that much, then eventually somebody, hopefully, if that team is smart enough, someone will
Will kill 'em.
stop that person from camping there.
Yeah, I
Again,
agree with that.
we're stopping innovation at the cost of player stupidity.
True. Like Lyle said,
Just say
you focus on the high caliber players, not casuals. If you can balance the game on good players or on good players,
And that's the
You
best
should play
way to
great game.
balance the game. Focus it on team play.
yeah, basically.
Everyone
get-
can succeed. Everyone gets equally rewarded for the victory. Honestly, why don't you get any points for winning a game? Where are the
You
point
get a
bonuses
ribbon.
for that? Oh, you get a
You
ribbon.
get the ribbon.
100
You get a
points.
ribbon. You get a
100 points.
Yeah, well, the ribbon gives you 200 points, I think.
100. I think ribbons only give you 100.
Yeah.
in 2000 when you receive many ribbon.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just saying that Battlefield 2 copy paste to Battlefield 4.
But we don't
it's not,
have-
it's not gonna
don't-
work. It's
We
not
don't
gonna work.
ask a copy and paste from Battlefield 2. We want to take the good thing from Battlefield 2
Yeah.
and improve it.
I agree. Yeah, it needs to be improved for this game, for Battlefield that is right now.
Because DICE made a lot of good thing about Battlefield 2. They need to not to be like nostalgia, just bring back the good aspect of this game and improve it in the next game.
The thing is, it's not
Learn-
all in the game of itself. It's in the players themselves, too.
Yeah, it's never been the game itself. It's just always the players. How many guns we have to have in the future? I think-
Leave it
many-
as it is.
Yeah, don't add any more guns. Just copy paste the guns.
The
That's all-
XM8s are
that's
the
one
only
thing
other
that-
thing I would cry for.
Yeah, don't add any more guns. You can
How many gun?
you can replace one or two gun in right now. Replace like the shitty ones, the most boring ones.
CBG.
But do it aesthetically. Don't do it in terms of what the function of that gun
No,
is.
no, no, no.
Don't
Yeah.
do anything that changes the current balance.
Yeah, the
The
balance
Zen
is great right
is
now.
as it is. Leave it alone.
Do a cosmetic
so-
change. Do a cosmetic change. They make it the guns more interesting, I guess.
I know.
So the-
I liked your idea. I mean, there are some guns which just nobody really gives a fuck about.
yeah, even though they
They could
perform,
just-
yeah,
CBG.
They're just so like drowning in mediocrity. This is like I mean the ACE is like the opposite. I mean it's not really extreme specialized gun, but I mean it's really great gun to use it. I mean it's simple to use it, and you can just score kill with it, and you have a little bit bigger mag. But I mean, no other mediocre gun you really want to use. I mean, they're just like,
they're boring.
Why
Some of the
should I
guns are
use
boring.
this gun? Why should I use this gun? Like, if I don't want to use specially CQB or
Well, no,
like
you only really want to
distance
use
combat,
them.
I'm just gonna use the AC. Bam. I mean, if I'm playing locker or take the AE key, if I'm else playing, I usually play the AUG. I really like it for like distance capability and bullpup. But I mean, else just take the AC or something. I mean, there are just a lot of guns that don't even get looked at because they're just so mediocre. Don't care about.
Well, the incentive in order to
many
mess
gun-
with any of them is for service stars and completions. That's it.
We probably have like
Yeah, but I mean, yeah,
40 guns in the
just throw those guns out, make some new ones. Maybe those are gonna be more interesting. That's just what I mean.
Yeah, keep
Like-
keep all the guns, keep all everything. Just replace one or two guns, and that's it.
Those QB set and something. Like, nobody
Let's
plays
not go
this.
to specific. Let's not go into specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vangi, what do you want to say?
I mean,
like the nail gun, the CBG. Who care about this gun?
Nail gun.
Yeah, the little gun look like a nail gun.
Oh, right, that one. All right.
Yeah, that-
See,
annoying
you don't even
thing.
know what this.
All right. Anyway, I don't care. I don't really care about the guns. Just replace a couple of guns, and we good. Keep the same number of guns, and that's it. We good. Believe me, because we hit
yeah.
the limit with guns.
Just too much gun.
Yeah, just add the customization that is actually worth.
I
Pick
know.
a different gun. That's
You
it.
just could throw out half the pistols also.
Any specific features you want to see?
No.
Seriously, no.
I mean, future.
Well, what comes to your
Uh,
mind? I bet there's a big list. I mean, we can talk about this for 3 hours, 4 hours, but
There's
anything quick?
many future, like as we talked before, team play need to be improved. Need to have more future. Like give more tool to the players to play together.
Okay, fair enough.
More incentives too. There needs to be that.
And all right, I'll just say this because I don't really have like a list or something like that. Also, the competitive stuff about the Battlefield. I can talk about competitive Battlefield for hours. So I'm not gonna talk about it in this podcast. We can do it for the next one.
Another time, or maybe
yeah,
for
because
a special.
it's a massive.
It's a
I
massive
can talk
thing.
about I'll talk about 4 hours about that. But now I'm gonna say this. Anything that encourages teamwork, I'm fine. Give me any feature that encourages teamwork. I don't give a shit anything else. If it encourages teamwork, we're good.
Like
That's all I'll say.
in vehicle or proximity in-game voice. Like I want to be able to talk to the guys isn't my tank.
Okay, yeah,
That
that's
might be
good
a
feature.
console held back
This
thing.
is
I
a
don't know
must.
I don't know if that's. Well, wait a minute. That might have been a thing that was. I'll shut up.
Maybe.
Anyway, Pronato, do you got anything? Any specific
I
features
don't
you want to see?
know. Just something I just thought about. I would like find cool. Like if you really got a lot of customization, like in terms like in the vehicle, you could choose between different engine, but like you have to take the waterproof engine. Like then your vehicle is amphibic. But you
That's
could
way too
use
much.
a heavy engine that's not as fast, but like doesn't get a mobility hit or something. I don't know.
That's a
really-
hard planning.
Yeah, but I don't really have like something that I wanted to say. Just something that just came to my mind.
All right,
Fuck
how
the
long?
DeSantis.
How long have we been talking?
And,
Oh, we're almost at 90
now like
minutes.
close to
90 minutes. Okay, so I think that's where we're gonna end the podcast. We
Yeah.
did miss a lot. We missed a couple of things, but yeah, it was supposed to be a long podcast either way.
yeah. God damn,
Uh, It was supposed to be a long podcast
I
either
have
way.
5 a.m.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's where we're gonna end, I guess.
Let's end this.
We missed a couple of points. We did. Maybe we fucked up something, but
We'll have
happens.
it. Maybe we'll have a special at some point in time where we'll do a side discussion as opposed
Yeah,
to our regular.
it's
but
just a big topic. It's
down
really
the
a massive
line,
topic. Yeah.
comment if you got some stuff you got some ideas. You know how to interact with us. It works.
I read the comments, just saying every freaking comment, every tweet, and I reply. I reply all the time, unless it's something stupid. Then I'm just gonna ignore you. Please don't say stupid stuff.
Come at me, Scrub Lord. I'm fucking
no,
ripped.
Don't be a
Say-
scrub.
No, if you want to call me a piece of shit, that's fine. You can do whatever you want, and I will probably reply.
Yeah, and-
No, I'm just saying. I'm reading everything. So if you got any comments or anything, please let us know. And I think that's where we're gonna end the podcast. So whoever listened, thank you very much. If you're actually still listening, Jesus Christ, you and
Props on you for
Jeez.
putting up with this
Jesus
bullshit for an
Christ.
hour and a half.
Wow.
I
Okay.
don't know who I should feel more sorry for you or for us.
No refunds. No refunds. No refunds. All right. Anyway, that's how I'm gonna end it. So stop bloody popping your mic. God damn.
Remove
God
this from the
damn.
montage.
Guys, you have to buy new mics or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Cut this
Anyway.
montage.
Anyway, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, I'm saying goodbye. My crew member's saying goodbye. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And we're ending the podcast. So hopefully we're gonna see you on the next one. And we have no idea what the next one gonna be. Well, we're talking about, but there's always stuff to talk about. So I'm gonna see you guys on the next podcast, and hopefully you're gonna have a great week. See you guys on the battlefield. Bye.